Hi YouTube, this is Starcon633, and today I'm bringing a review of the Transformers Generations Deluxe class Maximal Rattrap. Now, being an IDW comic figure, we also have, obviously, in the usual deluxe packaging for the IDW comics, and of course it contains the Rattrap comic, which, if I remember correctly, in this particular version, he never actually showed up in. He does appear in the Dark Cybertron storyline, which is contained in this volume, but I don't think he shows up as this particular volume, though. Anyway, so take a quick look at the box. It has a picture of Rattrap in his rat mode. Rattrap Maximal. 30th anniversary, Transformers. On the back, it shows his stats, figures, and it says here, this Maximal spy can infiltrate any area because he's willing to go where no other bot is willing to go, the garbage. Burrowing through trash and rubble keeps Rattrap out of the line of fire. You could say he's not contagious, but then you probably haven't smelled that trash bin. So, interesting. Now, being that it is based on the IDW design, obviously doesn't have the most accurate in terms of Beast Wars toy, but still looks pretty good overall and pretty close to its counterpart either way. What's cool about this figure is that this is pretty much the most definite version of the original Rattrap we'll ever be getting, pretty much. The original one just doesn't really cut it, and the fact that it's one of those basic auto-morphing kind of basic figures, it's really lackluster, especially since the gun is really small in that one and it's easy to lose. This one, on the other hand, is much bigger and still looks pretty cool overall. Now, what this can do, theoretically, is that you can actually make him dual-wield the gun. However, for some reason, mine doesn't tend to hold on to the gun with ease. So because of that, he doesn't really dual-wield like he should, the way that it's made. So it kind of just does that, and I get kind of scared because the joint is actually really tight on the arm, and I'm scared it's going to cause stress marks. Now, taking out the gun, other feature that he includes, which is really nice, is that unlike its original toy, he actually has his detonators, which he actually used in the Beast Wars cartoon. Now, basically what you do to make that appear is that it's cleverly hidden in his arm, just like it is in the show. You open up the compartment here, and inside is a clear piece which represents his detonators, which he can actually hold in his hand. So I'm going to remove it from the arm, and then just plug it into his hand. Basically, there's a little notch there where you just slide in, and then just holds it in, and there you go. He's got his detonator ready to blow up the wall or whatever he wants to blow up. So that's really nice. Let's just put it back in his arm. Articulation-wise, it's pretty well articulated actually for this figure. His arm is on a ball joint, so last full moon it's really tight, so that's good. And also out in and out movement, and it's got a double kind of shoulder joint where the top part here and kind of bends further down, and it looks kind of odd, but at least it's got the option. His elbows have swivels, bend at the single joint there, but no wrist articulation, which is fortunate. His head, it's on a ball joint, but it's really tight, so he can only move about that much. And it's got ball jointed legs as well. Can go forward and backwards in 90-degree angles, so due to transformation. Well, he doesn't have any feet articulation, but this is mainly the transformation, so overall not too much there, and he has no waist. So he's got a really well amount of articulation. We'll now move on to some size comparisons. So here he is next to the original Beast Wars transmetal mold of Rattrap. Well, this is the 10th anniversary version, but as you can see, it's just about the same height. Well, for him, he's just a tad bit taller overall, and it looks pretty nice together with his transmetal counterpart. Now, this gun, unfortunately, will not fit on the original toy, so I guess for those who wanted to see if they can display with this figure, unfortunately, that is impossible. Moving on to the transformation now. Now we got him in his rat mode. So now, his rat mode is actually pretty good. And it's pretty, what's the word? Like, most of the components are actually hidden in this mode, unless you look at the bottom where it's got a lot of kibble there. But from the top, it actually doesn't look too bad. And what you can also do is take the gun and plug it in into a little hole that's right there. So it fits in between there. So you have it stored in as well. So another cool feature that this figure has is that the tail is also articulated. And it's articulated in terms of a wire joint. So now you can just put it into any position you want. So that's a really good joint they have there. Problem is those kind of joints where over time just don't fiddle around with it a little too much. Another cool part about Rattrap is that he can actually stand on 2 feet. What you're going to do is mistransform it just a tad bit. So he's standing upward. Push the arms down in any way you want. You kind of want to maybe stretch them out like this. And push the head down. So even though there's a lot of kibble there, he can actually stand in this mode like that. So it's cool that they actually have that feature in there, since he did that a lot in the Beast Wars cartoon. We're just gonna like this. And now go over to articulation points. Now for articulation points in this mode, there isn't much you really could expect on this. Basically what you can do is the legs can turn a bit and all that, but the problem is that it actually does mistransform just a bit, so it's right there. Obviously you could turn the feet around, and if you wished you can also turn these around as well. And as shown earlier, the head can go up and down, and his mouth can open ever so slightly as well. So articulation isn't too much you can expect in this mode, but still pretty cool overall. Now I'm going to show a size comparison with the Transmetal Rattrap in Beast Mode. And here he is next to Transmetal Rattrap in Beast Mode. Now, it's a pretty cool transformation between Transmetal and his base form. Now, obviously, since it isn't the original toy, it is going to have a lot of major differences in terms of design and so forth. But overall, it does look pretty nice to capture the differences between his original Beast Mode and his Transmetal mode. And also, I will actually compare this with some of the other characters from the Beast Wars toy line we got in the last few years, and see the entire team together. And here he is next to the best representations of each of the characters we have currently. The Rhinox is pretty well scaled since he's a Voyager, and he's pretty much the right size for everyone. Rattrap is obviously in the smaller deluxe scale. And then next to the Rollermaster's Japanese Deluxe Primal, which is pretty close to what a Duralist should be next to the rest of them. I didn't get the Universe Cheetor because I felt as though it really wasn't that accurate, and I wanted to get the Transmutate piece a while back, so I ended up getting the 10th Anniversary Cheetor, which looks really nice overall, except obviously the Cheetah is a bit on the chunky side for being an old Beast Wars toy. I let it slide. And then the Universe Deluxe Dinobot, which I guess will be nice to get a better representation of him soon, if possible. Now we're going to go on to the transformation. So, the transformation isn't overall too complicated, though it can be slightly aggravating since you need to put things back together and into place. But overall, it's still a really nice figure, and I really enjoy it. I will actually come back and show you one last size comparison. And here he is with the rest of the Maximals in their roam modes. So as you can see, he does look really nice, fitting well next to them. And unfortunately, Dinobot's kind of out of the way, so I'm going to try and get him back in line. So I mistransformed his foot, so I'm going to do that quickly. So now we've got them all together. A nice group team shot. So overall, it's a really nice figure, and it's definitely worthwhile pickup, especially if you find it in stores. Unfortunately, I actually had to order this off the Target website, since I've yet to even see it in stores, even today. I haven't even seen the tanker yet, so I'm happy that I at least got it, and while it could have been a lot better, it's not as bad in person as some of the other shots I've seen, and it's still really good overall. So if you find it, definitely pick them up. Anyways, please comment and subscribe, check out Tokyo News, here at Taku, Rajio, Nihon, and the other channels down below, and I'll see you YouTube. Bye.